Mark Bell from Super Training Gym, and I'm proud to announce the Super Training Strength event coming up. This is Justin Riley. He's going to explain some of the logistics behind it.
So what we're going to do is we're going to have everyone squat and bench press. So we'll start off with the men in the squat racks and the women on the bench presses. And then halfway through the event, we're going to flip-flop, and the women will come to the squat rack and the men will bench press. On either lift, you're going to take 2 attempts. 2. When you register in the morning, you'll fill out your scorecard with your opening lifts, and you'll lift in that order. So we'll start with the bar light, and the bar will build up heavier as we go throughout the event. When you finish your lift, if you get a successful lift, we'll go ahead and send you back to the score table. You'll tell them what your next lift is, and you'll get put back in the rotation.
Make sure those opening attempts are modest, because you will be judged on them to a powerlifting standard that we'll go over shortly. We have Blair Morrison, who's going to demonstrate the squat that we're looking for at this Super Training Strength event. He's going to walk the weight out, he's going to stand up under control, and he's going to squat. Breaks parallel, and he's going to get a rack command at the end. That is a completed lift. He was below parallel, the hip crease was below the knee. Athletes, it's very important that once you get the rack command, that you go over to the scores table and give them your next attempt. You only have 30 seconds once your name is called to complete the lift. So you're gonna have to be on the ball, everyone's gonna have to pay attention and make sure that you're ready and that you're available, and that you're listening the entire time so your team doesn't get penalized. Here's the bench press standard that we're looking for. We're gonna have Blair Morrison demonstrate. Notice that he's gonna get a press command, so he's gonna pause the weight on his chest. The weight is gonna be completely motionless. It can't be bouncing around down there. Once he locks the weight out, he's gonna get a rack command. It's also important to know that in the bench press and the squat, the barbell can never come back down once you start to press it. So once he gets that press command, he can't strain and then have the weight come back down. That'll be no lift. So he's gonna get a press command, and he's gonna, once he's locked out, fully extended, he's gonna get a rack command. Here he goes. Press, rack. It's also important to note, and this will be a huge thing for a lot of people, your butt has to remain on the bench throughout the entire lift. Your butt has to remain on the bench throughout the entire lift, so make sure that you have that down. Again, you're gonna get a press command from the bottom and a rack command once you finish the lift. When you finish the lift, make sure you go over the scores table and give the scores table your next attempt. Press, rack it. Press, rack. That'd be no lift. You can see his butt came up as he was trying to press the weight up, because he was trying to thrust the weight up with his hips. Make sure those hips stay down. The other thing to take note of is you're not going to get a start command on the squat or the bench press. It's going to be up to you. Whenever you start is when the lift starts. But make sure that you're fully extended. Don't start with a soft elbow like this. You will have a spotter. You'll have side spotters as well. So you will be taken care of. But make sure that you start out with a modest attempt, because your butt needs to be on the bench, and that pause is going to kill 90% of you. So make sure you start out light. Okay, so in closing, we're going to kind of go over some of the equipment that's allowed. You're allowed to wear knee sleeves, knee wraps, a lifting belt. You're allowed to use some chalk. You're also going to be allowed to wear wrist wraps on the bench press. No elbow sleeves of any kind. Obviously no bench shirts, no slingshots. If you want to wear an elbow sleeve or something like that in the squat, that would be okay, but no elbow sleeves on the bench press. I think that pretty much concludes everything.
I think we're good to go.
See you at the Sactown Throwdown.
All right.